Welcome back to Melodic Memories of Lights Monarch. I'm Casey, and I've got a lot of excitement and hype for this episode, but before really diving into it, I must pay my respects, or else really all of this just won't sit right. Something very unexpected happened yesterday, and with complete respect and love to the late Hayden Panettiere, as she was announced deceased yesterday evening. My heart goes out to her family, friends, fans, loved ones. It's a shame that one has to be lost so young. She was only 36 years old, like 36 years of life, and she was deserving of so much more. She was lots to many, but I will always think of her as the original Kairi from Kingdom Hearts and Claire Bennett from Heroes. Definitely very important characters to me as I was growing up, and I have nothing but respect to her, and that's why this really does hit very hard, and obviously there's no good timing for it, but terrible timing nonetheless. But may she rest in peace, and I know there's no way for her to ever hear this, but Hayden, may your heart be her guiding key. Now, to get on to something that isn't about that, I had to pay my respects. She's someone very big in the world of things that I enjoy, and it's very disheartening. But let's not have that detract from this episode. Rather, let's have it in her memory, all of these amazing things that happened this past weekend to do with Kingdom Hearts. But before I really dive into all of that, as I was mentioning, I want to touch on some quick things before I really get yapping about Kingdom Hearts. So what we got today, just two quick things rather. Black Veil Brides, Vindicate. Yes, something to do with their brand new album. Now, if you have Spotify, I believe it is exclusive to there, as they were posting on their socials about it. If you have Spotify, there is now a Vindicate commentary version. Their post went on to say, want to hear a track-by-track breakdown of lyrics and stories from the album's creation? Vindicate commentary version available now exclusively on Spotify. So yes, it is exclusive to Spotify, not completely sure why, though those that were lucky enough to hear it prior to this release, congrats to you. I remember hearing about its release. I never actually heard it myself, but Nicole and Ruth told me about it and talked about it briefly on the episode of BVB Hearts to Hearts that I was included in to do with the deep dive of Vindicate. If you haven't heard it, go check it out, of course. A lot of great things breaking down that album just from our own thoughts, but this time, this commentary edition is from the band themselves. Obviously, you get to hear Andy go over every single track. I myself have not yet had the time to listen to it. I am very excited to break into it though and really hear every last little detail, because I know I already know a lot from the build up to the album and what have you, and even just breaking it down myself and with Ruth and Nicole, of course. But to get it straight from the source and really hear everything he has to say, whether or not this is the exact same version that was released prior, I'm excited because, again, I have not yet heard it and did not get to hear it back then either. So more knowledge about the album from my favorite band of all time. Can't really get better than that when it comes down to it truly. I'm excited, though we'll see how it actually turns out. I'm not sure why they released it exactly, aside from the fact is that it is a very great gift and treat to the fans, the fellow BVB army, if you will. So if you're a part of the BVB army, if you love Black Veil Brides, if you've been loving Vindicate, go check out the commentary edition. I bet you there will be a lot of cool facts, at least one that will sit with you, that you'll be like, damn, never knew, but glad that I do now. So go check it out. Let me know what you think about it in the comments below. Also, Pokemon Bank. This is the second part of news I wanted to get into. Pokemon Bank, yes, those that don't know, it is a 3DS application to store all your Pokemon on. I know this might be completely left field, but I myself am a Pokemon fan. I play through the old Pokemon games, rather am playing through them. I'm currently grinding out a shiny Mewtwo in Fire Red, the cartridge version of Fire Red, mind you. I finished up Emerald. I completed the Hoenn Pokedex in Emerald. I wanted to complete the Kanto Dex in Fire Red and just go from there. Move on to the DS games afterwards, what have you, in order. But I wasn't ever really thinking that I would transfer all my Pokemon from these games to newer systems. I know Pokemon Bank was kind of on the verge of death since Nintendo, shut down its online servers for the eShop and whatnot. I do have access to Pokemon Bank. I have it on my Nintendo 3DS, but I wasn't really planning to use it. Though now that this news has come out, I just needed to share the fact for everyone else that might not know or wanted to use it. You have a very limited time left to do so. Now, the last day you're able to use Pokemon Bank is February 26th, 2027. Very unfortunate to find that out, but it's the way it goes, truly. I hope that they eventually announce some way, shape, or form to get the cartridge, even if it is just a reader that reads 3DS cartridges, to be able to hook up to the Nintendo Switch, be it Switch 1 or Switch 2, and transfer your Pokemon from there directly into home, because that's the whole point of Pokemon Bank current modern day. Regardless, though, it is just a storage thing that's being shut down. If you have old Pokemon on old cartridges, old games that you want to see in your brand new Winds or Waves whenever that does drop, I'd recommend getting on it as soon as possible. Now, that's all I had to share, truly, about the other news. Now it's time to really dive in, if you will, to all of the juicy, amazing, fantastic news we got from D23 this year in regards to Kingdom Hearts. Now, if Kingdom Hearts isn't your thing, I apologize. The majority of this episode, rather, probably the rest of it, is going to be to do about Kingdom Hearts. So if you're not a fan, hopefully I can convince you to be excited alongside me. Or if you're not interested either, skip to the end. Obviously, I'll have the new releases and upcoming releases as always. But on that note, to really dive into Kingdom Hearts, deep dive, if you will, just as the panel itself suggested, we got a bunch of info. First thing though, the day before D23, in a video posted about Disney's gaming ventures by the Walt Disney Company themselves, they highlighted Kingdom Hearts for the future of its Disney game business. They said Kingdom Hearts franchise has grossed over $1 billion at retail, and it seems to me as though they're making Sora the face of Disney and Pixar games. On that little photo they had, that little thumbnail on their post, the video itself, Sora was the face of it. So that is awesome to see for Kingdom Hearts fans. Furthermore, Square Enix has reconfirmed that the Kingdom Hearts series has sold over 39 million copies as of March 2026. That is across 13 different KH titles, 20 including the Final Mix versions. But once the Kingdom Hearts collection does actually release come October 8th, for those that are unaware, that figure will be over 40 million copies sold worldwide. Crazy to think, as someone that grew up with the franchise as a kid, definitely, I want to say 2008, 2009, very young. I was 9, I think, when I found the series for the very first time, if not 8 years old again. A time ago. I am currently 27. When it comes down to it, to grow with the series as I have and see where it became so popular from before being such a niche thing that hardly anybody ever knew about. It's crazy to think that I can go online and see a ton of people talking about it. I can go outside and even get some people that know about it. Whereas before, in the past, while I was growing up, that was not the case. Very far from. So to see these kinds of numbers that the Kingdom Hearts franchise has become and has been able to sell and all of this, crazy to me. Absolutely mind-blowing. But I digress. To get into D23, the reason we're all here, D23 itself started the Friday evening, in which we got a brand new trailer with our first look at the very first Disney World reveal. Right after talking about Coco 2, the presenter of Pixar at that showcase showed off Coco in the world of gaming. And lo and behold, that game in particular was Kingdom Hearts 4. We got a new look at the obvious Coco world. That looked fantastic, and what better thematically, thematically speaking, what better world to choose to be the very first Kingdom Hearts 4 reveal? If you know the story of the franchise, no, I'm not going to dive into spoilers here because I don't know who might be listening to it that is not caught up on the franchise. Kingdom Hearts sprawls a lot of games and has been running for almost, again, 25 years. That's why this big panel itself actually happened on Saturday, but I digress. When it comes down to Kingdom Hearts itself, the storyline does go into the themes of what Coco the movie deals with. So it makes a lot of sense as to why Sora is in the world of Coco and why Coco itself is a part of Kingdom Hearts now. I am very excited for it. I will say this with my full heart out. I am so excited for Coco. And that's from somebody that, yes, yell at me in the comments because I deserve it. I have not seen Coco yet. And that makes myself upset. Especially with this announcement, because I always knew I was excited to see Coco. I always knew it was a movie I always wanted to see because of how many people loved it, how it affected so many people, and the themes that it dealt with. And now I have really no excuse other than to just dive right in. So I'm going to be watching Coco at some point, and I'll definitely mention how it affects me and makes me feel in whatever future episode I actually get around to watching it. But regardless, as for Coco itself, the world looks just like the movie. Sora is in his actual Coco paint, like he has the Festival of the Dead, excuse me if I'm mistaking that for something else, but he has that face paint on alongside on his arms, the makeup, and his Keyblade. He gets gifted a Coco Keyblade, which, yeah, you get a Keyblade in every single world you go to, but this one, oh my god, it looks so good. It's very heavily musical themed, a lot of, sugar skulls and what have you. Just, it looks beautiful. I'm honestly butchering it with my own explanation. Just go look up a photo. It is a fantastic looking Keyblade, and the fact that it looks like we get it during the world's visit is also awesome. Now, we also got a new look at some combat. We got some new look at Strelitzia, Sigurd, Sora actually saying their names. That threw me for a loop. These are characters that no one has actually heard the names of in actual speak, like, ever. We've only ever read them because they are mobile game characters. Like, they are brand new to the Kingdom Hearts world in terms of voice acting and everything like this. So it's crazy to hear that. That was such a surreal moment on top of everything else. I was in complete shock and awe, jumping up and down like, oh my god, Sora's seeing Donald and Goofy in Quadratum, even though they look to be ghosts or apparitions of some sort, very similar to what we've seen in Dream Drop Distance with Sora and Riku. For those that know, you know, obviously. But not only all of this, but the end of the trailer. Let's focus on that. It said late 2027. Oh my god, hello? Like, we are getting that late physical disc print. Maybe even the last physical disc from Square Enix. Isn't that insane? Like, okay, I will get into it here, but it was confirmed later on, like the next day when the actual panel happened, that 2027 is concrete. They're not delaying this, and I will get into that in a little bit, but just to confirm, it's actually happening. Oh my god. The goosebumps, the shivers. I am so ready for this game. And honestly, with the next day being the Kingdom Hearts Deep Dive panel itself, we got a lot more news and even more reason to be extremely excited. But before I jump ahead and get to that, there was one other thing that did get announced and shown off very, very briefly, but it was right after the Kingdom Hearts trailer for Coco during that Pixar segment. So we got a surprise announcement, complete surprise drop of a Kingdom Hearts anime. The Kingdom Hearts series is coming to Disney Plus and Disney Channel. Wild. Is Sora going to pull out the wand and do the fucking Mickey Mouse ears? We will see. But we're getting that. And as a fan of Kingdom Hearts, an absolute avid fan, this has been something I have wanted for a long time. I've been very worried of the fact that it could go completely south. It could go completely sideways. But as a Kingdom Hearts fan, and the rumors that were happening about, I want to say 4 years ago, if not a little less, a little more, give or take, we were getting rumors that there was going to be a Disney Plus Kingdom Hearts show. And my biggest thing was, oh my god, if it's live action, burn it with fire. But Nomura, I assumed, wouldn't let that happen, and I am so glad that Nomura, everything is to plan. I'm so glad that he is behind all of this. Nomura himself did make a statement on the actual anime itself, which goes to say, the production of a Kingdom Hearts animated series has been confirmed. I imagine you're surprised by this sudden announcement. Some of you may be wondering, what will it be about? We can't discuss all the details just yet, but I've been in close discussions with the scenario team, including myself, and when needed, we've also enlisted the art team's cooperation, even creating multiple new character designs specifically for this project. I can't say anything more right now, but the hint is in the single piece of key art that's been revealed. Please let your imaginations run wild while you await further updates. Tetsuya Nomura. He released that statement, if you will, on the official Kingdom Hearts Twitter account, the Japanese one to be specific, and to see that was so cool. Again, his involvement is full forced. His involvement in it is very, very heavy. He's working very closely with this, and it is going to be its own original story. Not anything we've seen in the past in terms of like what the games have been, though it might have something to do with some characters we already know about. Obviously, they'll probably have more than just the ones we know about, but that key art itself in which Nomura was talking about, it looks to be Helgi from Dark Road, one of the upperclassmen. Now, people might not know who that is at all, but for those that do know, Dark Road was a phone game, another mobile title, and a very important one at that. We find out these upperclassmen, they are students of Keyblade Master Odin, and they're learning. We don't get to see much of them because in Dark Road you play as young Xehanort alongside your classmates, which are the year younger. You're not the upperclassmates, you're the lower classmates, if you will. So the upperclassmates we don't actually get to interact with very much aside from specific moments, and if I give those moments away, I'm giving away a very, very big spoiler. So I'm not going to say what happens in Dark Road by any means, but that character regardless looks to be from the back Helgi. Has the exact same kind of arm cuffs, has the exact same Keyblade from Dark Road, the upperclassman Keyblade, and also his hair, that fluff on his clothing, looks very much like his design. So I believe that's the hint. It's just kind of saying, hey, this is going to be set during Dark Road, or at least to do with that character and probably the rest of the upperclassmen to give us a better insight to all of that, and maybe even to introduce and give us a better idea of what a primordial darkness is. And a lot of people might not even know what that is either, but again, it's more lore to do with the mobile titles. These mobile titles are incredibly, extremely important for Kingdom Hearts 4, and I cannot stress that enough. I really hope people are able to experience those experiences, if you will, through YouTube and get enough of an understanding, because there's not really a way to play the games anymore. But I digress. That's a tangent for another time. Just fingers crossed they remake that shit, or hell, even put it in anime format, I guess, if you don't want to give us another game. Whatever. I would rather an HD 2D remake, kind of similar to what they're doing with Final Fantasy Resonance, as well as what they did already with Octopath Traveler and stuff. I would love a Kingdom Hearts game in that style, please, especially Union Cross. Like, it would, anyways, it's just that art style would look perfect for that kind of game. But regardless, the Kingdom Hearts anime is something I am very incredibly excited for. But that wasn't everything that got announced on the weekend. That was just day one. The next day, we got our Kingdom Hearts panel, the deep dive into Kingdom Hearts. What a panel it was. Now, the actor that played Zero from Holes, yes, the Disney movie Holes with Shia LaBeouf, this guy actually hosted the entire panel. It was very cool to see. I don't know his name, apologies on completely blanking, but regardless, he was able to host. And what a panel it was. I would have died to be the host for that because, oh my god, there was so much talked about and so much shared. Now, the biggest thing, I gotta get the elephant out of the room here. Nomura. Excuse me? Nomura appeared. A wild Nomura appeared. So, Tetsuya Nomura, for people that don't know, he is a recluse. He doesn't show up at many events, let alone any really that are outside of Japan. Usually the only time we ever see this man is either in video format, from like a remote location, pre-recorded, what have you, or if it's something very big and important in Japan itself. He doesn't really get shown, he doesn't really go out much for what we know in the public eye, but he showed up here out of completely nowhere. What a good guest to have. What better guest could you have at the history, the deep dive into Kingdom Hearts, this panel for what it is? What better person to have but Tetsuya Nomura himself? Papa Nomura. Bless. I was in complete and utter shock, absolute surprise, and again, he never does this, and it just goes to show how much this series and its fans mean to him. Like, without that, he wouldn't have showed up. But because of what Kingdom Hearts is, and because of how long-running it is, and how much he respects us as fans, and appreciates us as fans, and literally has said that we are the reason the series has gone on so long. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. And to people saying that Nomura doesn't care, guess what? He showed up to this. Not a Final Fantasy VII remake event or whatever else. No, a Kingdom Hearts event. This franchise is his baby, and it's always amazing to have Papa Nomura present. Now, they quickly showed, to start off, they did quickly show an extended 4-minute trailer. Oh my god, there was so much in it. I would very highly recommend go check it out, but I will do my best to talk about the few things that really, really stood out. The CGI cutscenes teased potentially being part of the game's opening. I would assume we're getting a new Utada Hikaru song for it. The CGI cutscene looked amazing, oh my god. And it even kind of references a little bit of Kingdom Hearts 1. The simple and clean opening towards the end when Sora looks up at the sky and the feathers are falling. That, but Kingdom Hearts 4 Sora. Very excited, and again, we see the Master of Masters in that field with the dandelion going up on, looking over Daybreak Town, or maybe in this instance it's Quadratum, but regardless, it looks absolutely fantastic. Also, playable Mickey segment. In Scala, we are going to be able to play as Mickey Mouse, Michael Mouse himself. We are getting a segment with him, and it looks so inspired and creative. Oh my god. It looks like somebody really had a blast in making this and got huge inspiration, I must say, from Epic Mickey. Because the moment I seen it, my mind instantly went to Epic Mickey. I know it's nothing to do with paint or anything like that. He doesn't have a brush, but it's very creative in the very similar sense, if that makes sense. It's its own thing completely, but again, that's just kind of what it seems maybe inspired by to some extent. And it is a great way, as they did say later in the panel, to kind of break up the segments of Kingdom Hearts. Playing as Sora is going to be completely different as these Mickey Mouse segments. And not only Mickey Mouse we get to play as, we get to play as Donald and Goofy, my son. Oh, the boys. We get to play as the boys, and I'm so excited for that. I know there is one other instance we were able to play as them in the entire franchise, and that was in the mission mode for Days, if anyone remembers that on the DS. Like, very important game, obviously, but the game itself hasn't really been available since 2009. The remake, quote unquote, was just an HD cutscene in the PS4, PS5, whatever editions, the HD remixes. So if you never played the original DS game, you might not have ever known. But again, this looks so polished. We get to actually play as Donald and Goofy, and I jumped and kind of squealed. Like, this whole trailer, mind you have to remember, big fan here. I was jumping up and down, screaming, oh my God. Like, I was hype. Absolutely prime. Like, even right now, I'm getting some goosebumps and some shivers just thinking about it. So you can only imagine how I was truly feeling while I was watching it. Huh. Man, oh man. But Mickey Mouse and Donald and Goofy playable segments to kind of break up the whole Sora gameplay, and obviously the game is kind of centered around these characters looking for Sora specifically, which they did end up releasing an official statement on what the synopsis is going to be of the story. There's no spoilers, so I imagine it's only the beginning of the story, but don't worry, I'll get into it. First, I have to talk about the fact that Donald and Goofy are actually shown to be in the world of Coco. When they will be there, we don't know. If they're there at the same moment as Sora, it's up in the air, but obviously they are there. They even say that they're there looking for him. While prior in the trailer, they were actually in the underworld fighting Heartless and asking Hades for help. So Sora's a big priority. They're really hunkering down looking for him. Mickey is in Scala ad Kylum, really hunting down information to try and help find Sora, and they're all searching for our boy. So the next thing I wanted to touch on the trailer is the big reveal at the end. Well, second last big reveal at the end. Riku. Yes! Riku! We finally get to see him. Riku. He looks fantastic. The back of his coat looks like the 3DS, the Kingdom Hearts edition 3DS that's exclusive to Japan. It has that exact same design on his jacket, and it might be very niche. People might not even know what that looks like, but the Kingdom Hearts pattern that we've seen for many years is actually on the man's jacket. He looks fantastic in Quadratum, just the same as Sora. I know, controversial opinion apparently to think that Kingdom Hearts 4 looks good. I'm completely shocked by that. But regardless, Riku looks amazing. He is there to save the day right after Sora yells, Strelitzia, Sigurd! Riku appears and saves the day. Where the story goes from there, no clue, but I'm excited to say the least, because then we get the end of the trailer alongside that late 2027 release date. We hear the very first voice of Kingdom Hearts 4, or at least first time we're hearing it in the context of Kingdom Hearts 4. We hear Kairi. Yes, Kairi's voice at the very end of the trailer telling Sora to wake up. What that means, God only knows. Oh, Nomura, Papa Nomura only knows, and I am so excited to get more information, because they did say we are in the prime time, the marketing phase for Kingdom Hearts, and that means they're not slowing down. We're getting more news at some point soon, I would assume. They haven't announced an exact date, but keep your eyes peeled. Tune in to every single announcement, every Game Awards, whatever, what have you. Kingdom Hearts 4 is going to be there. And I would imagine, actually, to speculate just in my own brain, I would imagine the next time we're going to see this game will probably be, if there's nothing else, slated to happen before it, will probably end up being the Game Awards itself. And I would assume, I know, make an ass out of me, make an ass out of you, whatever the saying is, I would have to assume it to be the next Disney World announcement, and the Game Awards aren't a small place to mess around in. Nuh-uh. I would assume and imagine we're going to get either a Star Wars World, announced at the Game Awards, I'm saying it now, or a Marvel world. It's going to be one of the two. Which of the two? I'm going to lean a little more towards Star Wars just because of that first Kingdom Hearts trailer, that first teaser we ever got. But there's also the conversation to be had with how much Sora is being an actual literal hero. Like, in the trailer, you see a scene of him jumping out of a train, saving someone. Very Spider-Man-esque, no? So it'd be really cool to see a Marvel world as well, but where they go with that, it's all speculation. I digress. Now, trailer aside, the people in attendance, Tayasue, Papa Nomura being the big two, obviously, they did all talk about how they choose Disney worlds, what it means to them when choosing Disney worlds, and some other very interesting questions. The biggest, though, possibly being the fact that it was confirmed that there's elements, I assume a world anyways, in which they wanted to implement into Kingdom Hearts 3, but couldn't. Though with Kingdom Hearts 4, whatever that vision was, has been fully realized. Now, to go a little deeper into it, when asked the question about creating unique Disney worlds that aren't directly represented in film, such as Disneytown, Nomura says creating such worlds makes it easier to come up with ways to play and new mechanics and narratives too. So it's a very versatile approach with many advantages. And he also says there was an idea for a unique themed world that they weren't able to realize in Kingdom Hearts 3. But they will do it in Kingdom Hearts 4. So that means some big things. What it's going to be, I'm assuming we're alluding to Star Wars. Granted, it could literally be anything. He went on to say, imagining something new based on solely a certain type of concept is something that is very fun and enjoyable. And it's also in some ways less daunting because there's no expectation of having to replicate something exactly how it is. There was a concept that we had since Kingdom Hearts 3 and we've been working on the plan, but it was quite difficult to realize. So it's been evolved and will appear in Kingdom Hearts 4. So please look forward to seeing what kind of world it will be in. It's a pretty amazing world, at least from our perspective, so please look forward to it. I don't believe, again, I'm saying Star Wars, I'm saying Marvel, but for this instance in particular, with the context of the quote, I'm thinking it's going to be a unique kind of world like Disneytown. Maybe we're getting a Disney World of some sorts where we're going to see these random characters be there and it make more sense. And that's how we interact with Star Wars and Marvel and what have you. Regardless of what, I'm excited. I'm probably way off on the point of it, but oh man, Nomura, thank you for more of your knowledge. I'm so excited. On top of that, a big thing they said, it is confirmed, the game, Kingdom Hearts 4, is confirmed to be not 80, not 90, but with 100% certainty, coming out late 2027 with no delays. Both Tayasue and Nomura confirmed this. To go even further into it, Kingdom Hearts 4 co-director Tayasue says the game will 100% for sure launch in 2027. His quote was, "I can confidently say and promise that it will launch in 2027. Schedule-wise, development is very smooth. It's not an 80% thing, 90%, it's a 100% thing. So we will be there 100% for sure, so I promise you that." And Tetsuya Nomura, he also said Kingdom Hearts 4 will not get delayed from 2027. He says he saw comments online that the game will get delayed from 2027, but he wants to set the record straight and say that will not happen. He says he's going back to Tokyo tomorrow, and the mastered version is progressing much faster than he imagined, so it will not be delayed, and to please look forward to it. Also, Nomura went back literally the next day to Tokyo, went to the Square Enix cafe and drew an awesome drawing on like a napkin of Cloud. So just a cool little nod to him. Hell yeah, Nomura. Classic. But crazy to think, we are actually getting Kingdom Hearts 4 for real. No doubt. Like, they are being the most confident they've ever been, ever, in the history of Kingdom Hearts. No delays. That is beautiful words, music to my ears. To continue, though, Tetsuya Nomura says that the one Disney IP that he absolutely wanted to include in the original Kingdom Hearts was, fans should already know this, but those that didn't, The Nightmare Before Christmas. He said that he really wanted to throw in something that was meant to be a little unexpected. And since then, he tried to make it a point to ensure that each main title includes at least one unexpected world, such as those based on live action films. Star Wars, maybe? We will see. Also, the anime has massive involvement from Nomura himself. I already read his released statement, but Disney also shared theirs, and their statement was, Kingdom Hearts, the anime, reimagines the iconic adventure with a brand new story that will expand on the universe of Kingdom Hearts, while celebrating the characters that have captured the hearts of millions of fans around the world, and with a creative team that is working closely with the legendary Tetsuya Nomura, our new series will be unmistakably Kingdom Hearts, while giving fans a whole new way to experience the world they love. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Give me all of it right now, please. So there is no release date or mentioned year even for the anime itself, but it is being worked on. They have no other news to share on that. Kingdom Hearts 4, late 2027, the trailer, fantastic Coco World announcement. Oh my god, couldn't be any better. I'm so excited for Kingdom Hearts 4. I am more excited for Kingdom Hearts 4 than I was for Kingdom Hearts 3. That is insane to say, but the reason I say that, I was excited for the other one, of course, but this in every single way looks better than Kingdom Hearts 3, and they're not just spoiling all of it. You know, like Kingdom Hearts 3 had the little bit of an issue with its trailers. I say little, but it's definitely being kind. For just spoiling things and giving things away way too soon before the game actually came out. This time they're not doing any of it. Kingdom Hearts 4 seems to be, as Super Butterbuns even said on Twitter, this generation's Kingdom Hearts 2. And I might even go on to say, this might be one of the best Kingdom Hearts games yet. It looks like it could be. Granted, the game isn't out, and I know I'm speaking way too soon, but from what we've seen, being the third trailer, it is fantastic looking. I am so excited, but again, I will continue on, or else this episode will go on far too long. My apologies. Next up, after Nomura and the other guests exited the stage, we then got David Gallagher and our boy Haley Joel Osment. Yes, the voice actors themselves for both Sora and Riku. Now, Haley Joel Osment, he is the voice actor of Sora, David Gallagher being the voice actor of Riku. They went on stage and got shown very old photos of themselves from 25 years ago, some scrapbooking that happened at the time. And they talk about how hard it truly is to localize games and to try to make the English script fit with the Japanese animations and script itself. It all is very, very hard work. Some hard work that it seems that they have close to mastered at this point. They've been doing it for, again, 25 years. Absolutely insane. So they have a bit of experience with it. Afterwards, after the whole talking segment happens, they finally do a line reading, a script read together, if you will, which they have never done. Every single line they have ever done in Kingdom Hearts has all been separate, kind of like just the way voice acting goes. But they were on stage together, Riku and Sora, David and Haley. They talked to each other and played out the scene. The best scene to pick, mind you. The very end of Kingdom Hearts 2, while they're sitting at the shores of the Dark Margin. Absolutely breathtaking. I cried. It made me, I don't even know how to explain it. It healed something in me. It made me feel so much. And I lived for the moment of them not only like fist pumping themselves, like, you know, like pound it bro. They did that. But at the very end, they held hands because the whole scene goes, Sora's reaching out for Riku and Riku grabs his hand and they go through the door to light together. It's just so fitting and beautiful. And not to mention the fact that Haley read in Sora's voice Kairi's letter. It hits that much harder knowing what happened just yesterday. But insane. Absolutely insane. I'd be lying if I didn't say I was tearing up right now. But regardless, very important moment for the fans. Absolutely fantastic. And I would talk more upon it, but believe me, You just gotta go watch it if you somehow have not seen it already. Absolutely perfect way to end it out. And also, Mickey Mouse, Michael Mouse himself, came out on stage at the very, very end to take a selfie with the boys. Perfect. Perfect panel, absolutely fantastic. And for one more day, we escaped the inevitable Kingdom Hearts Fortnite announcement. Now, to ramble on Kingdom Hearts just a tiny bit more, I have a few more things to say. Kingdom Hearts 4 has been said to be one of Square Enix's first ever games developed in Unreal Engine 5. Also, a brand new description of Kingdom Hearts 4 has been released, found on digital storefronts, and it reads, "As the Kingdom Hearts series approaches its 25th anniversary, a new adventure begins. Our hero Sora awakens in the unfamiliar world of Quadratum. As he looks for a way to return from this modern metropolis to his own world, his friends Donald and Goofy head for the underworld in hopes of finding a clue to his whereabouts. The dynamic, fast-paced battle system allows you to effortlessly combine attacks and magic, as well as build combos with a brand new battle feature. Change the Keyblade Sora wields to unleash unique attacks, matching the flow of battle to your own strategies and playstyle." Also, a Kingdom Hearts 4 description from Square Enix. It reads, "Kingdom Hearts 4 follows protagonist Sora and some familiar characters as they journey through the mysterious city of Quadratum, where dark creatures known as the Heartless are causing havoc. In the next chapter of the beloved series, Sora will once again journey to various worlds inspired by Disney and Pixar, where new figures cross his path and new powers awaken. This new trailer revealed a plethora of new information about Kingdom Hearts 4, including the return of familiar faces like Sora's friends, Donald Duck and Goofy. Fans will be able to play as Mickey Mouse, Donald Duck, and Goofy as they seek to uncover information about Sora's whereabouts. Now, all of this said, the game is available now to wishlist on every single platform it is going to come out on. That just makes it feel that much more real. And that alone is absolutely fantastic. Now, we got that new Sora render, brand new render of Sora. He looks amazing. I know some people are kind of iffy on it. Again, I don't understand why. If you know why he's supposed, like, there's story reasons. You should know why he looks the way he does in Quadratum and why the art style is what it is. But call it what you want, I guess, for those that are uninformed, but whatever. There is no winning on that sense. Also, Yoko Shimomura, she is going to be involved. She's excited for people to eventually play the game. She was able to tweet about it. And finally, the big elephant in the room when it comes to that whole D23. Yes, Sora is confirmed to be in Fortnite. He himself is a actual skin for the character. He has the Keyblade as a pickaxe, though it is not the actual Keyblade, for it has a llama keychain on it, and that just goes into lore reasons as to why, again, Nomura is very particular on who he lets handle the Keyblade, who gets shown, where Sora is included and whatnot. It makes sense as to why that isn't actually Sora. It's just more lore proof to be like, hey, that isn't Data Sora either. There's no connection whatsoever. It's just a skin. It is a skin of Sora. Nothing more, nothing less. And that is kind of how I would prefer it. I'm glad that there is no connection to the actual Sora other than the fact that it looks like him. Because again, that would kind of be a little strange. Not gonna lie, but that's just my opinion. Regardless, I downloaded Fortnite to my dismay. Haven't started it yet. I'm gonna wait till August 20th because that is when that new season of Fortnite starts. Maybe that's when Sora actually is dropped in Fortnite. I'm not sure how that's going to look. They haven't really touched on it at all. They just dropped a photo and it was like, oh, hey, Sora's in that. Cool. He wasn't even in the trailer, nothing of the sort. So what it means, not really sure. We'll just have to wait and see once that Fortnite update actually drops. Though, take the time you need because I'm not quite mentally prepared to start up Fortnite yet. I still don't really know much about it, but my problem, not yours. All that to be said, though, what do you think about all of this new information regarding Kingdom Hearts? Hell, even the thought of Blackveil releasing their own commentary version of Vindicate, or even the fact that Pokemon Bank is shutting down. Let me know in the comments below all your thoughts. And while you're down there, please leave a like, share with your friends, and subscribe. It means a lot to me when you do. Now, to wrap up with the new/upcoming releases, in about 2 weeks' time, we got Movements with their brand new album, Happier Now. Very excited for that one. As for new releases, though, aside from the Black Veil release, we got Vinyl Theater with their new single Funeral, and Cavetown with Big Strong Man. Didn't think Cavetown was coming back so soon, but maybe it's been longer than I thought since that last album I heard. Regardless, Movements also released the newest single from that coming album, Happier Now, being Live by the Sword. Great releases anyways. There weren't many aside from, again, the Black Veil thing, which I do need to get to. I apologize. I know I should have listened to it already, but it's probably what I'm going to be doing right after this podcast is done uploading. So I'll be sure to share my thoughts in the coming episode, and also, by the time of next episode, this podcast will be 2 years old. That in itself is insane to me. I'll definitely make a post about it when the day comes. I believe it's the 19th. We'll mark 2 years. Crazy shit. But thank you all for being around along this journey with me for so long, and for listening to all of my Kingdom Hearts rambles. Hope you made it through to the end, because if you did, you're a real one and I appreciate you. So thank you so much for listening, and as always, thank you for discovering the music within.